on are we on Facebook?
Yes, we are.
It's not showing.
I am sorry, writing the description right now.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started while you are doing that part. Good evening, everyone. My name is Pamela Harris, and I am one of the hosts of Finding Common Ground, where we have a platform that helps showcase business owners, politicians, community leaders, and so forth. And they come on our platform to express how they've been successful in different areas, and we find common ground with them to see how we can network and connect, and we showcase these opportunities with you so that you as a business owner, as a social activist, can take advantage of whatever opportunities and information they can present to you as a professional in our community. So tonight, I am joined with Dr. John Eaves, graduate of Morehouse, and also candidate for Secretary of State of Georgia. Dr. Eaves, thank you for being with us on this evening.
Yes, Pamela, thank you so much for the invitation. I'm excited about talking with you as well as your listening audience. So there's a lot we're going to talk about this evening.
Absolutely, absolutely. I thank you so much. So the way that our conversation even began, everyone, is how I met Dr. Eaves, probably 2 years ago. We met at an event, and I always remembered him, and this is interesting. I get a phone call from him out of the blue where he expresses to me that he's running for Secretary of State. And I was elated to see first that he felt comfortable enough to pick up the phone and give me a call and express that he's running for office. And I'm even more excited because his platform is going to include us as professionals. Women, minorities, business owners. He wants to make sure that we know about these opportunities and that we are set up for success. So Dr. Eaves, tell us, why are you even interested in this opportunity, running for Secretary of State?
Well, listen, Pamela, once again, this is a great opportunity to talk with you and your listening audience. First of all, the Secretary of State's position is an executive position, and it's a big deal. It's has administrative oversight, managerial oversight, and it's probably one of the most powerful elected positions within government in the state of Georgia. So it's an executive position, and you can have tremendous influence and impact on the lives of people throughout the state of Georgia. You know, I've had, as you alluded to, I have 11 years of public office experience as chairman of Fulton County. So I serve 1.1 million residents and got elected 3 times. And so I feel I had a good record, good reputation, did some good things. But this is something this is an opportunity to impact the entire state, all 10 million plus residents in the state. And many people think of the Secretary of State's office as sort of the person who oversees the elections of offices across the country, across the state. So oversees all the elections of all the 150 counties within Georgia. The office also manages the voting rolls. So it's almost 8 million people who are registered to vote in Georgia. So that office manages the voter roll. But the part that people overlook is the business development piece. So Pamela, like you, I have a small business. In fact, I got 4 small businesses. I got multiple revenue streams coming to support me.
Awesome.
But the Secretary of State's office oversees what's called the corporation division. And it's within that division, which is one of the biggest parts of the whole operation of the office, oversees 1.1 million small businesses in the state of Georgia, not to mention the corporations that are here. And so these are LLCs and C Corps and sole proprietorships, nonprofit organizations. And to me, that's the area where I can have the greatest impact, because as I've gone across the metro area and parts of the state and talk with business owners,
Mhm.
many of whom are Black women.
Mhm.
But of course, it's all types of people who I've interacted with. And there's something happening in this society right now. I'm not sure if it's COVID directly or indirectly, but a lot of people want to seize control of their pocketbooks and either have as a sole stable source of income that passion that they have always pursued, making money from it, or they want to generate generational wealth, passing it on to their children, or they want a supplemental revenue stream coming into their coffers. So there's something happening, and a lot of people are going into entrepreneurship and small business ownership, and the Secretary of State's office can do a lot. Right now, all it does is collect $100 for everybody who registers.
Right.
And I don't see anything that office does to support the small
Right.
business community.
And so you're one of the first person I've ever heard say, out of all the years I've been voting in Georgia, I've never knew that there was which makes sense, a business development side to the state of Georgia when it comes to that role, Secretary of State. I never knew that. So I like to hearing this. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, listen, this is an office that also can have an international component. So, you know, you spend time in the Dominican Republic and the Caribbean. You have folks in the DR, Jamaica, as well as Africa, all parts of the world who want to do business in Georgia.
Yes.
And they get registered, guess what? They're the Secretary of State's office. So you have a domestic within the United States, specifically Georgia, function working with businesses, but you also have an international component in terms of businesses outside of the United States who want to do business in Georgia. You provide a registration platform for them.
Oh, wow. So what are some of your ideas to help women, minorities, international? What are some of your ideas that you think you want to implement when you're in office?
Oh yeah, so great question. First of all, you identify what some of the problems and issues are. Number one, that 1.1 million small businesses does not capture the mom and pop operations that are not officially legal business entities within the state of Georgia. So number one, I'm going to educate folks on the benefits of being a legal business entity. Submit the paperwork, be an LLC, be a C Corp, you know, whatever. Be a legal entity. So I'm going to educate. So number one, I will have an outreach function. I will, you know, I'm used to local government. Government closest to the people. I know how to host public hearings. I know how to go to events. So you have an outreach function to educate folks who have that great idea, who have that passion, educate them on how to complete the paperwork and what type of designation that's best for your type of business, LLC or otherwise. The second thing that I've noticed as I've gotten out, and I'm going to get to your question. So there's a counseling educational component. But what about that Pamela Harris great idea that you got going on, and you are certainly providing a service to people, selling goods to people, but you want to grow your business. And so the second thing is capital. How do you get folks to get access to capital? Get their books in order, have the proper paperwork in terms of their balance sheets, so that they are strong. But once they're strong, or have an accountant or CPA on retainer, if you're not large enough to have that person in the house, so that when you submit the paperwork to access capital, loans, grant programs that sometimes are offered through city government or from the Small Business Administration, you need to have your ducks in order so that you can access capital. The third piece, and we're going to probably talk a lot about this. Once you are a strong small business entity, once you've grown your business to make it sustainable and you can have employees and you can consistently deliver a product or service to constituents, you can potentially access contracts. And this is where you and I met a couple of years ago when we were talking about federal contracting. Well, you, within the state of Georgia, get this, if your business, there are over 1,300 procurement agencies in the state of Georgia. You say, wow, 537 cities, 159 counties, over 100 school districts. You also have authorities, and you also have agencies within state government that procure contracting opportunities. Georgia is 32% Black, roughly 52% female.
Women.
You break down the numbers in terms of those businesses that are accessing contracting opportunities. For Blacks, it's in the single digits. 32%,
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
32% up here, single digits down there. Yes, ma'am.
And why is that? Why, at which I know I'm asking a rhetorical question. Why do you think it's like that? For us to have that many women, that many minorities, and that few contracts in our hands?
First of all, the lack of political will. Fulton County and the city of Atlanta are leaders within the state of Georgia. When I was chairman of Fulton County, we procured, we had $300 million worth of contracts that we granted every year for services for Fulton County. Between 35 and 40% of those contracts went to women or minorities.
And that's definitely due to the effort of Mr. Maynard Jackson, who I love forever. Forever and ever, amen. Thank you, Mr. Maynard Jackson. Every time I go in the airport, I take a picture because I love because of him, I feel like that's why I'm in Atlanta. Yes.
So you're right. You're absolutely right, Pamela. So Maynard Jackson set the standard.
Yes, he did.
But Fulton County was right behind it. So both of those parallel governments have the political will, have historically had the political will. Now, to a certain degree, DeKalb has it, Clayton has it, and but it may be Dougherty County may have a little bit of it.
No, I'm registered in Dougherty County, and I have gone down. I'm a woman-owned certified business. I've gone down to talk to the leaders there, and they said there's no set-asides for women-owned or minority-owned businesses, and I have a DBE in place. And I was like, well, I was told that you all had set-asides, and they said they don't. So, but anyway,
it's not even set-asides. It's not even set-asides. What it is,
Adam.
It's intentionality. All right. You put out in the universe, we want diverse people bidding for our job or bidding for opportunities. We want a diverse number of people submitting proposals, get certified, as you pointed out. You have it on the website, a way for you to be MBE or be a minority business enterprise. We have that commitment. Register whenever there's a procurement opportunity. We will notify you as a government. Pamela, there is a procurement opportunity that's coming up that we think you're qualified for. So you have intentionality. Then you have sort of an open forum. All people who are interested in bidding or interested in submitting a proposal for a library project show up September the 12th, 2021. And you encourage joint ventures, the big primes with the small primes. And you let people know that we want to procure contracts that reflect the diversity of our area.
Dr. Eaves, you got your work cut out for you. I'm telling you, I've seen, so I know I've been to, and Adam is on here, he's been with me down to the city of Atlanta. They are on it. They have that activity better in place to intentionally go after minorities and opportunities. I went to a meeting in Dougherty County. I'm registered as a business owner in Dougherty County, went to go to a procurement meeting, and the project manager wasn't even present. There was no meeting, and they had scheduled a meeting. They sent out an email. I drove from Atlanta down to Albany for the meeting. Nothing happened. There was no follow-up. When I asked them about different follow-throughs, are you being intentional about, just like you said, are you being intentional about having opportunities sent to our people? It's like, it's a mute point to them. It's like, it doesn't, like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Just submit your proposal and we'll see if it works. But I saw no specific effort verbally, or however you want to say it. I just didn't see them intentionally trying to go after minorities and women after these for these opportunities. And Albany, I believe, is what, 70% Black.
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna say it again, it's political will. I mean,
Yeah.
You got to elect people who understand and are committed. You just if you're going to be elected and you're elected by a diverse constituency, you should deliver for that constituency. So I'm proud of what we did in Fulton County. I know Fulton County is not everything. Atlanta's not everything. But as Secretary of State, I'm going to set a standard. I'm going to set an expectation. So I'm going to tell you something else I'm going to do. Something else I'm going to do. So again, I'm going to go back to the counseling, the educational component, helping people get access to capital, and then access to contracts. So what can the Secretary of State's office do? Number one, for every business that registers, you can have as an optional question, what is your race? Optional question. Okay. What's your gender? Optional question, not making you say it. Most Black folks, most women, they'll say, I'm a woman, I'm a Black person. You capture the data. So the 1.1 million businesses, which we don't know how many are minority right now, you begin to find out how many are minority.
That's smart.
I hate to use the term minority, but you understand it.
I know exactly what you mean.
Right?
Yep.
How many are female? All right, so this is a big one here. Then you can say, we're gonna do a disparity study, which I did at Fulton County. So what is a disparity study? A disparity study is a survey of the landscape. I'm using a whole bunch of big words. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
All right. How many?
I know what a disparity study is, but I got you. But yeah.
How many Black civil engineering firms are there in the state or in Dougherty County? How many civil engineering contracts were procured in Dougherty County? If there's a disparity, then you can have a little bit of a legal case to be able to say, we're going to have some targets, not necessarily goals, but we're going to have targets. We have a disparity here. And so as Secretary of State, I can collect the data, which is absent right now. Collect the data and then call for a disparity study of procurement. So again, as I said before, you have 1,300 procurement agencies in the state of Georgia. I have no idea how many billions of dollars that is, that are procured on an annual basis. And again, I guarantee you, Blacks are in the single digits.
I know it. I know it. I know how I've learned about government contracts working with GCA, and then actually helping to train other business owners to get certified and to go through the process. And even out of our group of trying to work with them, it was a challenge. Many people got certified, but not as many people won contracts as we wanted them to do. And of course, we work with the federal level. Now, hopefully we get a chance to incorporate the state level as well, and so forth. But yeah, it's a challenge. It's a challenge for so many reasons. One, you're having the business of doing business, and then you're trying to work on getting new business. And it's just a challenge in being a business owner in itself. But I love your optimism in wanting to put this out there. I love it. I love it.
It is optimism, but it's also determination. And it's also past time for doing it.
Oh yeah.
The census came out last week or 2 weeks ago. It went over most people's heads. The census in Georgia, 51% of the population is white, 49% non-white. We have one of the most diverse states in the country. We're almost majority minority. I'm a Southerner. You grew up in Albany. Who would have thought it 30, 40 years ago? Well, it's only right if you have a diverse population, and the diverse population pays taxes, buys
Amen.
products, why shouldn't the diverse population benefit from the revenue, benefit from the all the economics of the state? It's just fair.
I agree. I love it. And I thank you for even wanting to be that sacrificial lamb to fight the cause for us. I love it. I want to thank you, because that I know your work is cut out. But when we vote for you and help get you in there, we also have a responsibility too of making sure we're doing our due diligence right behind you. So what are some of the things you, oh, go ahead. Because I can go on and on.
Well,
I know I got people on here.
Let me give you another example. Let me give you
too.
another example. This is going to change. 2 weeks ago, I went to Savannah, and I did a tour of the Savannah port. All them big ships come in every day. 8,000 containers on the top and on the bottom. Goods, products come in from different places around the world, go through Savannah and Brunswick, but Savannah specifically, the 4th largest port in the country. Unloaded onto trucks and ultimately rail, freight, put into distribution warehouses in Savannah and all across the state, then put into stores and restaurants or whatever. Hardly no Black people involved in that. Guess what? That board authority is either 14 or 16 people on the board authority in Savannah, 1 Black person and 1 woman. How can we let that happen in the state?
I know.
You know,
so you got your work.
I'm gonna call the question. I'm gonna call the question. I say, hold up, wait a minute.
Right, call them out. I like that. Please do.
Call the question. Call it out.
Yes,
so wait a minute.
I love it.
And so we sometimes get emotional about things, you know, that really ultimately don't really matter, but miss out on the prize in terms of access to the economies of our state.
Right.
So this is what the Secretary of State can do. Call the question.
I like that.
Got to do it. Right now, it's not happening.
No, it's
Trust
not.
Because
I've never heard any Secretary of State talk about business development. You're the first one I've ever heard say this. So we have to work on getting you there. And you're looking at helping me. Oh my goodness, yes, I have to. And my family and all these people that I know, we need that. I didn't even know that was an opportunity there. And you opening my eyes. So I thank you for that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I know Raffensperger. It's just status quo. It's just he's an engineer and he's in their status quo. I have local government experience behind me. I've done community improvement districts or CIDs.
Thank you for talking about your
We've done economic, we've done opportunity zones.
Opportunity zones, yeah.
We've done where you get tax credits.
Right.
We've done a lot. We didn't do this, but you can do what's called incubators. There are a lot of different creative things that you can do that are in your toolkit and use. They're not being used right now.
Yes, I see.
And so you got to have somebody who gets it, who's committed to, to share the power with everybody.
Yes. Yeah.
That's all it is. It's just sharing the power with everybody. And the last thing I want to say, I know I'm rambling a little bit.
Oh no, you're fine, because I want to make sure we got a few minutes for our guests to ask you questions.
Let me shut up. I answer questions.
No. Go ahead, make your last statement, and then we're gonna let them ask some questions too.
This whole voter suppression issue is connected to the economic issue. I want you to understand this. I've been in office before, and when you're elected in office, you approve a budget, you control the resources, and you decide where the monies go. That's what you do when you're in government. You represent, you decide on the resource. That's why voting is important, and that's why there's a deliberate attempt to restrict the vote, because it's also connected to the economics of the state. So I want you to understand that this is just not, we're trying to stop people from voting. No, this is about, we want to protect, we got to understand, I mean, this is about economics.
Yes. Yep. So thank you for sharing that.
All right, I'm gonna shut up now. Just answer.
No, you're fine. So that was the thank you. Look, so I have I'm joined with my brother Adam, one of my
Adam.
partners, Crystal, my aunt Ann. Thank y'all all for being on here listening to Dr. Eaves. Do any of you all have questions tonight for Dr. Eaves? Please unmute yourself. You can show your camera, show your happy face. Love to hear from you.
Hey, hold on. Okay. Hey, this is Adam.
Hey,
What's
Adam.
going on?
Good to hear from you again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I may have missed it. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that you spoke about it. I popped in a little late and then yeah. But the money from the business filing fees. I know. I'm not sure if you mentioned it, but you talked about having plans of how to spend that with small businesses and other things like that. Could you expound on that? How you were going to basically change how that money is being used or spent now?
Yeah, so thank you, Adam, for that question. So one of the strengths of the office is almost what you call an auxiliary, where you can generate your own resources. Now, that 1.1 million businesses times $100 is $101 million. Now, I'm sure some of that money goes to what's called the general fund, but some of that money stays within the Secretary of State's office. So Adam, to your question, your point, to me, that money can be reinvested back into our communities. Now, number one, should every business, large and small, pay the same fee? I think there should be some sort of graduated fee. For the bigger business who has a bigger revenue, they should pay a little bit larger fee than the smaller business. And then that way you have more money to work with. But I believe that that money should be made available in terms of grants, startup grants, also grants that we could use to help businesses get accounting help, hands-on workshops. So when I was chairman of Fulton County, we actually had we had 3 grant programs. We had a grant program for the arts. We provided grants to arts organizations, almost 100 arts organizations in Fulton County. We had a human services program where we funded about 60 human service providers in Fulton County. Then we had something called a Fresh Grants program that funded nonprofits. So government, we actually use tax dollars and develop a mechanism for businesses in Fulton County, arts organizations, human service organizations, and nonprofits be funded by Fulton County tax dollars. So that same type of program can be implemented on a state level. I've seen how it works on a local level, so I want to bring that whole concept to the state. So we can support the creative arts community, we can support the human services community. So social entrepreneurship, if there's homelessness in your community and government can't solve it, why not fund an entity that a person who can eradicate that problem, and then we can come up with a nonprofit type funding entity. So we've done it on a local level, and I want to bring that same concept to the state.
That's good to know. Good.
So it's reinvesting the dollars, Adam, that you collect from the fees, reinvesting them back into the community.
Adam, anything else?
No. Okay. Well, yeah, and last follow-up question was just, once you win your election, how can people support your role in your efforts to get things done? How can the people mobilize? What actions can they take to support whatever it is that you're trying to get accomplished?
That's a great question. So I think there are a couple ways that you do it. You really got to get people like in Albany. You know, I can talk about statewide policies and statewide commitment, but ultimately, you know, hopefully you're successful in your effort to be a city commissioner. But you got to get local folks to kind of understand that they are empowered to force local officials to act on their behalf. And so there may have to be some sort of creation, I'm just thinking on the fly, of some sort of advocacy groups around the state that can apply pressure on local officials. You know, I can set standards and policies, but we got to get, I don't have the ability to force local government to do A, B, and C. But if we get community folks to rally behind me and force local officials to do it, I think that's the best way to do it.
Okay.
So I think it's a fair question, because frankly, outside of Albany, Savannah, Columbus, Macon, Augusta, Atlanta, of course, in some of these rural communities, it's going to be a heavy lift to get to your question, Pamela, to get some of these really rural communities to understand that it's important to support, provide opportunities for Black business owners. But there are voters there, and you get them, you mobilize them to become an advocacy group to pressure people. Or you can create sort of an incentive program. I would give, so for example, we would give Dougherty County $1 million if they come up with a program to provide services for a diverse community. So there are ways you can use a negative approach, or you can use a positive approach.
Gotcha. So that's good. And speaking of supporting and mobilizing, one of the reasons why we're hosting this podcast is that we're asking for constituents out there to support Dr. Eaves in his run. And if you look in the chat, you'll see a link to his campaign. And we're asking you all to please support his effort in running for office. We definitely need someone with vision of supporting minorities, women, and making it fair across, well, I'm not gonna say it's ever fair, but just making it equal somewhat across the board to have access to opportunities for us. Hey, Crystal. So yes, please look at the link. No donation is too small. Please share this opportunity with others. We are looking at hosting a meet and greet in person with Dr. Eaves at the gathering spot. So I thank you all for being on this tonight, because I want to make sure I invite you out personally to meet Dr. Eaves with me as we talk to him and connect with him more and share our concerns and everything. So any final comments or anything from anyone else? Dr. Eaves and all?
Yes, this is Aunt Ann.
Hey, Aunt Ann, that's my, all right.
Being here in Virginia, I'm not down in Georgia, but I am willing to support you.
Thank you.
I will send, I think, oh, y'all don't see my face. I'll let you see what I look like.
Yeah, you were sitting in the dark over there. Like,
well, you know, my eyes was dilated today.
I know. I was like, you could have kept the screen off if we're gonna see you dark. Hey, that's my aunt.
What I did send, I think I thought I shared it with my friends, my sorority sisters and stuff. So I'm hoping I did. But if not, I will definitely share it with my sorority sisters down in Albany, Georgia, as well as in Atlanta.
Thank you.
And I am willing to support you financially from Virginia.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you
and
so
she'll
much.
be relocating soon, so hopefully she'll be a voter as well in the state too. So yay.
So
well,
let me just
try to debate on that one, because I need to vote up here for the governor. Because they don't need that. They don't need who Trump got backing. He's backing to be governor of Virginia either.
Make it happen.
Let me just comment on Annie. Thank you so much for your kind words and your support. I believe the eyes of the country are going to be on Georgia.
As always.
It is.
And Georgia's, you know, even though we got sort of this Southern type view of the South or whatever, Georgia can potentially be a very progressive state in a lot of ways. We can have a blueprint that other states around the country can follow.
Yes.
What I'm sharing with you today, I mean, I'm just, you know, I am just determined to talk about this. What I'm sharing with you today is a game changer, not only in Georgia, but it should be something that's thought of across the country.
Yes.
All this Black Lives Matter, which is really important, has been focusing in on police enforcement and criminal justice reform. We need to go into the economic realm now.
Thank you.
I've always said that.
We got to go into the economic realm, because that is just as much of injustice is happening, and we don't even realize.
Right.
I mean, just one other example. I got so many examples. I was talking with a caterer she hustles, and she's telling me she wants to sell her products in the grocery store. She's being elbowed out. She can't even sell her product in the grocery store. So I used to live in Southwest Atlanta. I live downtown Atlanta now, but I used to live in Southwest Atlanta beautiful part of Atlanta. We're happy about Publix and Kroger in our neighborhood. What if we sold Black products in those stores in our neighborhood? Why not? We just accept so much. We accept so much. We accept Quaker and this and that. So like, why can't there be Black cereal companies? Why can't there be Black soap companies?
And they're out
in our
there. Black
neighborhood?
tissue companies.
I have to agree with you there. I agree with you. I agree because
We just accept it. Don't question it. Oh, we just happy we got a store, but we don't even demand that there's Black producers, Black manufacturers. And there's nothing wrong with this. Why should we feel bad about it? You know?
I like that. I like
should
that.
feel bad about it.
I mean, I'll an example is being here in Fairfax. I live in Fairfax City, and the Target here for a long time, I couldn't buy hair products. But we do now. It's this Target that I live near. They started bringing into Black
entrepreneurs.
Thank you, Pat. We started getting their products into the stores because I mean, you go in, you don't want to buy. I don't want that shampoo. I want the shampoo that is made for my hair. So now this Target is starting to carry products for us in my neighborhood. But at first, when I moved out here in Fairfax, no, it wasn't. But we had to. But the group of people kept going in and said, "When you gonna get this?" I take a picture in there every time. When you order this, I need this product. Can you order this?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to do. But like you said, I know I'm older than most of y'all on there. But what you're saying is about the economic. That is true.
Yeah.
We do put problems on Black Lives Matter, but we forgot the one thing that Dr. King also wanted: economics. He wanted to bring that too.
And Malcolm X talked about that too.
And that's what we lost because those two men in our history, their thing was not just Black lives and everything. They were where the money is, we have it. We need to start building on our finance.
Exactly. So let me just comment a little bit on what you said. Thank you so much. So yes, we want Black products that are for us in our stores, but we want the Black products to be produced by Black people.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
That's
why I won't buy some of that stuff in the store. Okay, that's why we're getting off track.
But most of the products that are in our stores are produced by Blacks.
Okay, that's great.
I do check because they put the pictures up there, so we'll see. We put the names on there.
I know some of that stuff. Thank you, Adam. WeBuyBlack.com. Exactly. That's a good spot to go and get your authentic Black products, which I intentionally go and take my commission checks. I go on that website, buy products to recycle my dollar in my community and give to my clients. So their dollars go right back. Our dollars are recycling right back. So I have supported WeBuyBlack.com.
On this, I got one more before I can leave him.
And we're over time, so I need to get to Crystal too. But go ahead.
Is this website that you put out here? This is where I do go to make the donation at?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Copy. Yep. Thank you and let me at least read it out loud because I know we're online on it's www.johneavesforgeorgia.com. Everyone, that's the link that we're going to use to support Dr. Eaves.
Okay.
johneavesforgeorgia.com. Miss Crystal.
Hello.
Brilliant friend. Thank you for being on here tonight. Now you want to meet a genius? There she is right here. Right
Hey, nice to meet you.
Have you on my campaign.
Always willing to help.
Well, listen, Pamela, this has been great. Thank you for, go ahead.
I think Crystal had a question.
Sure.
I do if you just have a moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you.
One of the ways that I've been thinking about trying to, like you said, filling on the economic side, the side we're missing, is definitely through real estate. That's the area of interest I've taken up just recently, and seeing how profitable that can be. I know you're talking about maybe giving governments or towns grants or incentives to come up with programs. Are you able to do that with individuals as well, or would they just need to become like a nonprofit and go from there? Because I have some ideas that I think would benefit the Black community, and instead of them having to lose or sell those houses when there's gentrification, I think finding ways for them to maintain ownership in the home, but then let someone else, do the repairs and more of a cost splitting, profit sharing idea. I think a lot of people could use that, but they don't know how to do it. So just wondering about avenues like that to help out with real estate, because real estate is really one of the best places you're going to make money.
Yeah.
We want to start getting the economic of our community up.
So I'm going to answer that question in two ways. The first one is a very general way, and I think you may get the point. The Secretary of State's office is as big as the vision of the person who occupies it. And what I mean by that is we can make the office bigger than it is. And so even if you're suggesting some areas that even beyond what I thought about, but if it falls within business development, it may be something we can do. You can partner. Okay, so along I-16, I'm going to Savannah tomorrow, and you drive along I-16, you see all these big warehouses that are inconspicuously along I-16. These are distribution points. And can government play a role in acquiring those properties and lease it to people who want to utilize to build a warehouse? I know you're talking about the property development, maybe on the is it residential area you're talking about, or is it the commercial side?
All sides, really. You have some Black homeowners that they just don't know what to do with their home, or a relative dies and then they're stuck. And then you have some people who have businesses or land that maybe needs to be developed, but they don't know what to do with that either.
Yeah, so I think from an information standpoint, we can certainly help out in that area. Secretary of State's office can provide information, seminars, webinars, et cetera. I don't know where the line is in terms of the actual, assistance with land purchasing or whatever. I don't know what the line is, but can certainly provide educational information to people.
Okay, well, I thank you for that. Crystal always, I tell you, she's a brilliant when it comes to working real estate deals and all. She's part of P2P as well, and always thinking of creative ways to maximize an opportunity in everything. So thank you, Crystal, for that awesome question. And Dr. Eaves, I want to thank you for your time this evening, as well as everyone else that's on here tonight. I want to thank each of you all for taking a moment to be here to talk to Dr. Eaves. I ask again that we support him in his campaign, and we hold him accountable, and we hold ourselves accountable. We helped President Obama and other presidents and other leaders to get in office. And then I've heard comments where people feel like, well, they didn't do anything for us. Well, what did you continue to do? Did you go and vote for the senators? Did you go vote for the mayor? Did you continue to go instead of just supporting one time and doing a vote and thinking it's over? We're all a part of the society. We're all citizens in this society. We all have a responsibility. So if you can tie to a church, you can go to the club and give your money. You can also live in the city and put your money behind the effort, behind someone who wants to support and make sure you keep your I'm about to go a different way. Keep yourself out of trouble, and somebody that looks like you is trying to put opportunities in place so that you can raise your family in a great community, in this great school system, and have opportunities for your business and for yourself. So I thank you, Dr. Eaves, for taking time out tonight, looking out for our future and making Georgia a better place for us to live. I thank you for that.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon.
All right, you all have a good night. Thank you all.
Okay.
Bye-bye.